Euro 2024 in Germany is around the corner, less than 3 months to go. The last playoffs have just happened and we now know all 24 participating nations, so I thought, why not put on the best Euro host outfit that I could find and let's predict the Euros, not just the group stage but the whole tournament. Some of my picks might be slightly controversial, but I'm so hyped for this competition. Let's get into it. So I found this sweet Euro 2024 full tournament predictor from the Telegraph that I already used for the World Cup 2022, I think. We are 79 days before kickoff at the time of recording, and it says, will Gareth Southgate and his England team finally end the long wait for a trophy? Well, hopefully not. Select your group positions and the winners of each knockout round to find your European champion. That's what we're gonna do right here, right now. So I'm pretty sure you know about the Euro format, which is obviously different to the World Cup. We've got 6 groups of 4. The 2 best teams in each group advance immediately to the round of 16, plus the 4 best third place teams also get into the round of 16, as you can see here. So first of all, we'll have to predict the order of each group by clicking on the countries here, and then out of the third place teams we choose, we pick which 4 of them are going to perform the best, basically get the most points in their groups. And the Euro of course kicks off with the opening game, Germany against Scotland in Group A. The host nation, Germany, my nation as well, is under quite some pressure, we'll have to say that, because last 2 World Cups we got knocked out in group stages, last Euros we got knocked out in the round of 16 as well. So now at home they'll have to win over the fans once again under Nagelsmann. I'm telling you, the hope is there, but this group isn't to be underestimated. The Scots are going to come to Germany with, what, 50,000 people? More, even maybe 100,000? They're going to produce mad vibes, and I'm sure that'll push the players. Hungary is a nation that's always good for an upset. I remember they beat us, and I think England as well in the Nations League. And then we still got Switzerland that almost made it into the semis at the last Euro, knocked out France, almost beat Spain. So I'm telling you, realistically, Germany should be finishing first based on squad quality, but on the pitch, that's not given yet. This is literally so tough to predict. You know what? I'll go with this order though. Come on, Germany first, we're at home. I'll say Switzerland second. I'm partly Swiss as well, my dad is too. But this is not bias, I just think, after all, they do have the second best squad in this group, and the experience as well. Jan Sommer in goal is going to produce wonders once again. Then I am going for Scotland, and 4th place I say will be Hungary. I'm sorry. Moving on to Group B, and here we literally have 3 big football nations, right? It's a pretty crazy quality depth in this group. I mean, it's a Euro thing in general. You mostly have a higher density of great nations than in the World Cup, because most of the best teams in the world are in Europe. So you wouldn't get 3 teams of this quality all in one group in any World Cup. Spain obviously joint record winners of the Euro, have a young squad. I really like what they're doing recently. Croatia 2nd and 3rd at the last 2 World Cups, and Italy, I mean, the reigning champions of this competition. And then there's still Albania, who might be really exciting in terms of their fan base, but on the pitch, of course, massive outsiders. It's hard. Italy, Spain, Croatia, who's gonna be first? I'm gonna say Spain, actually. I'll go with Spain, because Italia, yeah, it's always kind of a mystery bag. You never know what you get with them. One tournament, they're amazing. One tournament, they don't even qualify. I'll still say they are going to finish second in this group. Croatia 3rd, and then Albania on last place. But these 3 right here, I mean, they could literally finish on the same points after all. 6, 6, 6, and then Albania maybe 0. Maybe I'm underestimating them, but I really think the quality gap between Albania and these 3 is just, yeah, a bit too big after all. So Croatia also still with a chance to make it through, and we're moving on to perhaps the clearest group in terms of who's going to finish first here. We've got Slovenia, we've got Serbia, and then we've got Denmark and England, who both actually faced each other in the semis of the last Euro. So if this was 2022, I'd have said, yo, Denmark might actually have a chance for first, but I'm not going to make the same mistake ever again. They're not the same anymore as 2021. They've really dipped sadly, because I really used to enjoy them play. So I don't think they have any chance to challenge Southgate's England, which is perhaps on paper, if we're just talking starting 11, the highest quality team in Europe. I've got no doubts England are going to top this group. Are Denmark finishing second though? You know what? I say nope. Serbia going through as second, and then it's between Denmark and Slovenia. You know what? There are surprises in every single World Cup and Euro. I will say Slovenia finishing 3rd and Denmark actually go last, which is sad. They're the only Euro champions in this group at all. No, I really don't have a good feeling for them. I'm sorry. But that still leaves Slovenia with a chance to make it through, and we're moving on to perhaps the most balanced group of them all. I talked about quality depth before, these 3 teams here in Group B, but when we look at Group D, across the board, 4 teams of such a quality, we're not seeing that in any other group. It's actually insane. We've got the Netherlands, Austria, who are on a really good run under Ralf Rangnick, beat Turkey 6-1, and beat Germany before that as well. I don't think I've ever witnessed Austria as good as they are right now, ever before. Then obviously the French, I mean alongside England, the best team in the world on paper, and Poland, who made it through on penalties against Wales in Cardiff in the playoffs. I'm really struggling more than I should be, and that's mostly because of Austria's current form. You know what, guys? I might be doing something that I'll get roasted for sure, especially from our neighbors just around the corner for me. The Dutchies are gonna be mad at me. I can already hear them scream from my house here, but I'll go France first, Austria second under Ralf Rangnick. I'm really loving how they play. The Netherlands on third, and then Poland are fourth, even though they're not a bad side, not at all, but I mean, France, Netherlands, big teams, and then Austria in their current form, really hard to beat. I somehow think our Austrian neighbors are gonna sneak above our Dutch neighbors. There's our French neighbors on top and our Polish neighbors as well. Oh, these four are all neighboring countries of Germany. Watch out for Group D. Okay, we can calm down a little bit now because Group E is not as exciting at first glance. We've got three teams that don't really have big chances to go far, probably on paper. You can never say never, but Belgium should be topping this group pretty easily, right? Or am I wrong there? I don't know. I don't want to overestimate them at all because we saw how Belgium failed at the World Cup, just like Germany, and they're not as great anymore as they were in their golden generation when there was a prime Eden Hazard, prime Lukaku, Vertonghen, Alderweireld. These guys are all either gone or not at their best anymore. So I don't think that Belgium are going to win every game here, but after all, I still think they're going to top this, yeah. And then it's between three Eastern European countries, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine, who made it through against Iceland in the playoffs as well, after already beating Bosnia, both with late winners. So they're really building some kind of team spirit, vibe, and mentality around them, it seems. And I also think they have a good squad. So I feel like people are sleeping on Ukraine, while Slovakia and Romania, sure, they made it through without the playoffs. They didn't need them to qualify. But after all, if we look at market value, if we look at the stats, the quality on paper in the squad, these two are the two least valuable teams out of these 24 in this whole competition. The Euros always have surprises, but this big of a surprise, sorry, I really can't see it. For me, it's Ukraine on second, Slovakia on third actually, and then Romania sadly go last place. So far we've got Scotland, Croatia, Slovenia, the Netherlands and Slovakia fighting to get those four remaining last 16 tickets, but we've still got another group left, and that is Group F. Georgia beat Greece on penalties. When was the last time Georgia played at the Euro? I can give you the answer, never. This is their first ever time at the Euro, so that's cool. I love Greece, and I really would have loved to see Greek fans at the Euro, especially because Turkey are in this group as well. I'm telling you, that would have been the greatest game of this Euro in terms of the fans. Okay, but let's not imagine because this is not happening. Georgia are at the Euro, Portugal are there as well, surely on paper the favorites in this group, and then the fourth team is the Czech Republic. And for this group, you know what? I just changed my mind today. Turkey. I wasn't really sure where to put them. They were on a great run of form, beat Germany, and the Turkish fans, you know, they're very hopeful to say the least. Let's put it that way. When they win a couple games, they always go like, oh, we're gonna go far, we're gonna win the whole thing. Was the same case in the last Euro when they ended up losing all three group stage games in Group A. We all remember that, right? They have a good young squad on paper. Arda Güler, Kenan Yildiz, Orkan Kökçü, Can Uzun, and then one of the best midfielders in the whole world, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Many of these are actually born and raised in Germany, by the way, so they're gonna have even more motivation to ball and go far and make their families proud. But I'm having doubts that the closer we get to the big tournament, the big stage, they might fall into the same pattern again, not being able to live up to the big pressure, if that makes sense, because, you know, they're gonna have a home game every time, basically, here in Germany. You know how many Turks live here, so the pressure's gonna be even way higher than in the last Euro, where they already cracked under pressure. Taking all things into consideration, I say Portugal first. That's not really a debate for me. I'm going with Czechia on second, yes. Turkey third, and then Georgia, sadly, even though they have Kvara, it's not really enough to challenge any of these three teams after all. So these are my group stage predictions, and now we've still got to figure out who grabs these four remaining round of 16 tickets. We've got Scotland, Croatia, Slovenia, the Netherlands, Slovakia, and Turkey. The two that I think are definitely gonna be among the first four are Croatia and the Netherlands. Going to the last 16, congratulations. For example, Turkey, I could also imagine them getting a draw of the Czech Republic or Portugal, so I think they will go through as well. And then the last ticket goes to... Hey, this is so hard because Scotland, I think, are the strongest team of these three remaining ones, but they also have a stronger group than Slovenia and Slovakia. Slovakia might have the easiest one, to be fair. You know what? I'm still gonna go for Scotland. Let's go. That will be very cool for the vibes in German cities as well. Hey, I'm so hyped for all these Scots coming over, celebrating. Yeah, and then in Slovenia and Slovakia sadly getting knocked out. The order matters as well here for the knockout fixtures, and I do think the Netherlands will get more points than Croatia. And Turkey also barely, just edge it, and Scotland get more points than them. So that would mean we get the following round of 16 games. We have the tournament tree. We can predict exactly who meets in the quarters, in the semis, and in the grand final in Berlin on the 14th of July 2024. Hey, we will try everything to be there. Now let's see who will be there as well on the pitch. First of all, host Germany. Let's go. Against Serbia. Yeah, I don't want to underestimate Serbia and especially Germany. We know how the last tournaments have gone, but this is at home. I feel like there's a new spirit coming up with the likes of Musiala and Wirtz. For me, they stand for this new upcoming generation and this new passion that German fans have found for the national team, because we haven't been passionate for our national team since the start of the World Cup 2018 maybe. It's been a while, and now at home, yeah, I'm pretty sure we beat Serbia and make it to the quarters. The next one is actually a very special one for myself. As you know, I'm German, but I'm also partly Italian and Swiss. I've got all of the 3 citizenships. Wow, that will be tough for my dad. Euro champions Italy or Switzerland, who have proven to be able to knock out bigger sides. Remember what they did to France last Euros. You know what? I'm still gonna go for Italia. And that means, okay, I was already a bit scared that Germany would face Italy in the quarters, but luckily not. The next one is Spain, who I said top their group, against Scotland, who finished 3rd in Group A. Yeah, I mean, this could be one of these surprises where Scottish fans take over the stadium, they push their team to an extra time winner, whatever. Is it really gonna happen? You know what? I really rate this Spain team. They're gonna be similarly dangerous to the last Euro when they only lost to Italy in semis on pens. I think, yeah, let's not talk too much. They will beat Scotland. Oh, and that's gonna be a good quarterfinal. Let's say that already. But first of all, match 40 is England against Turkey. Yo, this is gonna be so interesting because English fans, we know how passionate they are for the national team in any Euro or World Cup. I mean, other nations would probably call it annoying, but they're gonna travel in tens of thousands, so most of the games probably going to be the louder fan base in the stadium and have some sort of a home atmosphere, but not here. I can tell you that, lads. Here you will have a proper away game because, as I already said, there's what, 5 million Turks in Germany. England prepare to get booed and whistled for 90 minutes or 120 if it's necessary. I could really imagine this game being much closer than it should be on paper, but after all, I still believe England, the quality is way higher. They're gonna make it through. They're gonna beat Turkey. I'm looking forward to that one. I really hope this one happens. And the quarters, lads, if we already look down, they're gonna be insane. But first of all, the second half of the round of 16. Portugal against Croatia. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro most likely playing his last big tournament with Portugal. Will he be able to give Portugal a Euro miracle once again? This time maybe from the bench? I'm actually not sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, Portugal is not Ronaldo by now. They have a really good squad on paper. I think the 3rd most valuable based on market value in this competition. They have much better individual players than Croatia. But after all, guys, Croatia are Croatia. As a team, the chemistry, the bonds that they have, the coaching stuff, these guys are made for the big stage and they're made for upsets. You know what? I'll go with Croatia. They're knocking out Portugal. We've got 3 more. Austria against Ukraine. This is kind of the battle of the dark horses, right? Interesting. And you've noticed by now I rate both of these nations higher than most football fans probably. This is 50-50 really. I let my gut decide and that says Austria. Oh, this one's exciting as well. Belgium against the Netherlands. Kind of a derby too. The Netherlands were always the bigger side. Belgium never really used to be a huge thing in this sport, except for the last decade where they really caught up and mostly performed better than their Dutch neighbors. But now I feel like it's kind of shifting to the natural order once again. Belgium's golden generation is more or less over. I said that already before. And I think here, this one will go to the Netherlands. Holland to the last 8. Last but not least in the round of 16. I mean, this one should be pretty clear, right? One of these teams got knocked out in the round of 16 last Euro, while the other one made it into the quarterfinals. Yeah, France got knocked out against Switzerland and the Czech Republic beat the Netherlands to go into the last 8. Interesting, but is it gonna happen again this time? Yeah, I don't think so. The French are not gonna let such an early exit happen again. This one goes to the 2-time Euro champions, and there we got our quarterfinals. Now, these are some pure bangers. We have 3 matches consisting of 2 big nations and then 1 dark horse battle once again, which is cool. But first of all, the 2 joint Euro record champions facing off. Germany at home against Spain. These two are probably on the same level based on quality, but I feel like the wave German football could be on by the summer is big enough and passionate enough and strong enough to go far here. I will go for Germany. We are in the semis, man. Next up, Croatia against Austria. I mean, Croatia are experienced going far in these competitions. Not so much in the Euro maybe, but in the World Cup, they are the more proven national team overall by far. And I told you, they always love to knock out a bigger nation. Austria now is definitely a smaller nation in football. How is this gonna finish? Okay, you might laugh at me for this, but I'm really riding that Ralf Rangnick Austria wave. I think they're amazing under him. For me, Austria are going to the semis of the Euro, man. They are the dark horse in this tournament. And if you watch their last games, their friendlies, also their qualifying campaign, you will definitely understand what I mean. So we've got one semi-final set, and that is a quite special one, but the other one is going to be decided among these four footballing giant nations, we have to say that. The Netherlands against France. That is a revival of a game we'll already get in the group stage. Not an easy one to choose, because in a quarter, yeah, anything could happen. You know what? I will still go for France. And that means after two back-to-back World Cup finals and also a Euro final in 2016, they once again have a chance to make a huge final. But their opponent in the semi will be no less than one of the two finalists of the last Euro. Bro, that's gonna be an interesting one. This game has history, recent history, and will Italy get the upper hand once again? Maybe win on penalties again? Bro, if that happens, for me, this time, even though I hope I'm wrong, I believe England are knocking out Italy and go to the semis, yeah. Germany against Austria. We could say that's a derby. Germany against the mountain Germany. You know how much I rate Austria. I think they're gonna have a great run in this Euros, more than people believe, more than you believe. But I have to say, I think the road ends here. Germany can't lose a semi-final against Austria in their own country. Andiamo Berlino, back in 2006, that's what the Italians said when they knocked Germany out in the semis. But this time, Germany are not losing the semis at home. We are going to Berlin. But against who? Is it gonna be France or England? Either way, it would be a football classic. We had this exact game at the last World Cup in the quarters where France won. Kane missed his penalty. These two are the best teams in this competition. We have to admit that. I can just use my gut feeling and say there is a team making back-to-back Euro finals, and that is England. Bro, match 51. 14th of July 2024, Olympiastadion, Berlin. One country finally wants to win their first ever Euro title and forget about all the bad stuff that happened in the last decades, and that against the nation they see as one of their biggest rivals, Germany, who themselves are stuck in their darkest football era in decades, maybe ever, and now on home soil have the huge chance to get out of this, winning their fourth Euro trophy, which would make them the sole record champions of this competition. Number 4 or number 1, what's going to happen? Either way, there will be massive tears on the other side, because the stakes are extremely high, especially in such a game. Germany against England is always a classic. It's always heated. I could build suspense here for ages, like in a bad casting show final when you're like, bro, announce the winner. And I'm gonna do that right now. Germany will win the Euros. Yes! Call me crazy, call me a dreamer, call me biased. I don't care. We are going to win it at home. Yes, England and France might be the favorites, and most of the people here predicted England to win, 29%. 25% said France, and 11% said Portugal. So 2/3 said one of these three is going to win. Only 9% said Germany. But at the home advantage, you can never underestimate the dynamics that can build up during such a competition. In the population, it could go either way, but I feel positive vibes this time, and I feel like the players are empowered now. They have more freedom. It seems like they're finally playing with joy again, and if they turn this little spark into an actual fire, then this trip here could go down in history as a Euro winning shirt. Now I've talked enough. It's time for you to, number 1, roast the hell out of my predictions if you disagree, and numero 2, also tell me your predictions down in the comment section. It's gonna be very fun to look back at this video during the Euros and especially after the final, so we'll see each other there. Let's all enjoy a magical Euro summer together. Hope lots of you come over to Germany, and for now, Fiago is out. Peace.